Leg out.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen,
oh, we here.
Let's get ready to rumble!
It's the most wise FBAvsTheWorld. Leg out. You are now in tune with the most wise FBAvsTheWorld. You know. Hold on. Let me see something. Oh, hold on, my fault. You are now in tune with the most wise FBAvsTheWorld. Sorry for that little delay and all that. Hold on, what am I? It's not. Whoa, hold on there. Alright, hold on. But anyway, we're gonna be talking about the Woman King today while I get this audio right. I might just have to cut off the background music for y'all if this don't get right. We're gonna have to do this with no background music. Let me see. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this with no background music, man. It is what it is. We're gonna have to do this one, you know what I'm saying? You know? We're gonna have to do this one like a real gangster, you heard? So anyway, let's get into it, man. So as y'all all may know, I went to. All right, let's bring the story back. Let's bring the story all the way back to the beginning. Let's bring the story all the way back to the beginning. So as y'all all may know, there's been some tension in the black community saying, you know, boycott the Woman King film. And y'all may hear some beeps going off in the background because I want to make sure I stay on topic and try to, you know, keep this concise. You know, I'm really gonna be watching the time because I don't want to waste people's time. And yeah, so a lot of people been saying boycott Woman King and stuff like that. You know, so you know I'm not new to consciousness or nothing like that, but I was not too familiar with the DAHOMEY story. You understand? So, you know, when I first seen the trailer, you could probably find a video in here, right? You could probably find a video in here with me saying, oh, you know, the Woman King, you know, pretty cool movie, I might go see it. You know, not really understanding, you know, what the situation was. So, I'm on Twitter or whatever. I'm seeing people talk about the movie. So I guess to kind of like to try to win black people over. You know, I'm guessing Viola Davis did this, you know, or whatever the case may be. Kind of got Kerry Washington to go and put these tweets out saying basically that, you know, they're giving out these free tickets and stuff like that, right? Now they gave out free tickets in 4 places. They gave them out in the Bronx, right? And they gave them out at different locations, as I could see, right? So they gave them out in the Bronx, they gave them out in Oakland, California, they gave them out in Prussia, Pennsylvania, and they gave them out in DC, or Washington, DC. Now, the one in the Bronx, or whatever the case may be, had these weird discrepancies with them. Now, as you can see on this thing, it says a rep will be besides the box office beginning at 2:30 on a first come first served basis, right? I would believe that this is grounds for a lawsuit. I would think, I would hope so, right? Because when we got there, that was not what they told us. My husband and I are so excited about this film. We wanted everyone to see it, so we brought out a few theaters in a few cities. It's first come, first serve. Hope you can make it. There was people out there from 1 p.m. waiting until 2, 3 o'clock, and then some white lady pulls up out of nowhere, right? And just starts telling people like, oh, well, guess what? You know, these tickets aren't for you. And be like, huh? What are you talking about? You know? But we gonna get into that real quick. Like, she's like, you know, these tickets are not for you. And I'm like what you mean? Like, how like, you know, what's going on here? You know, so for a second, you know, I'm gonna be real, you know, for a second, I thought they was just, you know, I thought they just ain't want me to pull up in the joint. You feel me? I thought they just didn't want me in the spot. So I kind of, you know, I walk to my car, you know, come back or whatever the case may be. When I get back, I'm like, oh, it ain't just me. Like, I'm seeing that people are really, like, upset. You know, I'm seeing that people are really upset about the situation. So when I see people upset, I'm like, oh, okay, like they really, you know, they really out here curving people. Like, you know, this is what they on. This is the type of time that they on. So I do what I do, and you know, I get them cameras rolling. You feel me? I do what I do, and I get those cameras rolling. That's what I do. That's what I do. That's what I do, man. Like, and this may be one of the most egregious things I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Let's go. Let's play this. Let's play this video, y'all. Let's get into it, man. This shit is crazy.
Yeah, man. So things ain't turned out how you wanted it to, man.
Right on time.
And basically, white people told us that he wasn't worthy to go see the Woman King. You should have boycotted it. But let's roll the footage, man. You feel me? It just is what it is, man. Let's roll the footage and show y'all what took place. It got a little crazy, and I'm be back after to give y'all my commentary on the whole situation, man. You know what I'm saying? The Most Wise FBA Black Renaissance podcast, man.
Kerry tweeted out about the Bronx and it was a mistake.
So it's no free tickets?
There's no free tickets. Okay. I'm like, I'm saying, the people that they said, that's not right now.
That's cool. Thank you. Can I buy tickets then? Can I buy tickets at the box office? It's sold out? All right, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So now, like I said, right, this is the first part. So this is me speaking to the white lady and stuff like that. Now, the white lady I was speaking to, this is her. Let me show y'all this lady. This is the Sony exec or whatever the case may be. And this is the person that was God damn it, I thought I had this in here. Oh, okay, I see what happened. Alright. Yeah, so it was a white lady. It was this little white lady, freaking Sony rep or whatever, but I want to show you this picture. I want to show you this picture real quick. Because, a matter of fact, yeah, I want to show you this picture. Because, you see, these are all the people that was outside. So, because I want y'all to see, like, these usual suspects and stuff like that. Because it's always a white person, and then it's like these little bootleg black people that be around them that kind of like, you know, they do all these little. It was a whole weird situation, man. I cannot lie to you. And you know, we're gonna investigate this right now, because we're gonna see if maybe even if this lady was also with these people. So let's just see something real quick. So yeah, right. So we get there. And as I could see in that video, I was speaking to the lady, and that's when she was like, at first, like, explaining to me what the situation was, right? Without really like announcing it to everybody or nothing like that. She just kind of like, people kind of found out because I asked. I'm like, you know, hey, like, it's time, like, you know, could I get my tickets and stuff? And she's like, oh, well, sorry, this is for such and such. And I'm like, huh? And then that's when we always kind of like, huh? Like, wait, what? Like, what the hell? We would always say, wait in here and stuff like that, you know. But this is what they do, man. This is what they do. Like, this is what they do. And it's really a bigger plot and a bigger scheme to all of this. That's the crazy part. You feel me? Like, this is some real propaganda tactics right here. Like, this is some, you ain't got to retract your message, bro. Say what you want to say, my brother. Get it off your chest. We here. We here, man. Ain't no mods, man. Say, you know what I'm saying? We love it. Oh, listen, man. We here. Just don't say nothing stupid, you know what I mean? But, you know, we here, bro. Like, we conversating, man. It's a think tank. Tell me how you feel. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if, you know, I'm right. Tell me if they right. Tell me what we should do. Tell me how we should respond. You know what I'm saying? We got to start thinking how we going to fight Hollywood, because this is really becoming a problem. This is really becoming a real problem, man. This is really becoming a real problem. So, all right. So this is the line at first. Oh, fuck. Damn. But, fuck. And then this shit's going to move. Let me see if I can get this shit to, because if I put stop, it's going to disappear. Let me see something. God damn it. Let me see something real quick. Fuck. I'm trying to get y'all. I'm trying to show y'all this fucking thing there. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Pause. Okay, there we go. All right. So now this is the white lady right here. This lady right here. That's the Sony rep that I'm speaking to, right? In this video. So we're gonna go back to the video, real quick, right? And I'm gonna show y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Be back after to give y'all my commentary on the whole situation, man. You know what I'm saying? The Most Wise FBA Black Renaissance podcast, man.
Kerry tweeted out about the Bronx and it was a mistake.
So it's no free tickets?
There's no free tickets. Okay, I'm right, I'm staying with us. The people that is
That's cool. Thank you. Can I buy tickets then? Can I buy tickets at the box office? It's sold out? All right, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Shout out to them, man. You know, urban niggas.
So all right. So now, right now, this is what happened. Right now, I'm gonna show you another part, because I didn't include this part, and a lot of people in the comments yesterday was saying like, oh, dang, where the freak is the comments at? God damn it, where the fuck is the comment? Oh, here we go. People was like, oh, like, look like no free tickets. You talking over explanation? What the hell is going on? I know that movie ain't sold out. Wait, I'm confused. What happened? So a lot of people was like, you know, kind of confused as to what happened, and there's like a part that's missing before this actual part that I'm about to play right now. So let me insert this clip real quick, and hopefully we could bring some clarity, a little bit of clarity to the situation. And then I'm gonna break down what all this means. So I'm gonna get into all this, the Woman King, the homie. We gonna break down how they sold us, you know what I'm saying, and why this is why this is such a propaganda piece for women. You know what I'm saying? Why they are so hell bent on dang, I forgot what Jason Blacc said. I think virilizing women, but just basically making women in this masculine frame. You know what I'm saying? telling us these lies about Africa, whatever the case may be. Like this woman king was a woman king by choice. Like they didn't sell all the black men into slavery, so only people that was left to fight was the women. You feel me? This wasn't some like, oh, they wanted to fight type shit. You feel me? Like this is some real. They had no choice. You know what I'm saying? Let me show y'all this missing link that I didn't show yesterday. I may be able to hear it, but I just want to make sure. Just want to make sure everything is good. Let me see something real quick. Let me see. All right, so now this part right here, I go back. Like I went to my car and then I go back. So I'm like, damn, like this is crazy. Like they really not letting people in. So then now keep in mind, right? Now I want to show y'all something. This is what really fucked my head up though. I ain't gonna lie. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Hold on. Fuck her. You see how long this line is right here? You see how long this whole line is for the woman king. This whole line is for the woman king. You feel me? So I'm sitting here like, alright, so either one, they disperse the whole line, cause this ain't no kids. See, the one they dispersed the whole line, or like somehow they let the line in. I'm not sure if they dispersed them, let them in. I'm not sure what happened. But when I got back, there wasn't no line. It was just this. Now, that white lady right there, that white lady with the book bag and the shirt and the glasses on her head, that's the Sony rep. You know, with the little fake black people next to her, whatever. Now, the other black people standing over there in the back, the lady and stuff that you see in the back, those are regular people, regular black people that's actually trying to get in to see the movie. These are people that came from Twitter and stuff like that. They came from Twitter or whatever, and they came to see the movie. And these are the people that's kind of like, you know, like getting like curved or whatever. Now you're gonna see them in this next part of the video. Now, all right, so now y'all kind of understand. So now, in that last part, she had told me like, oh, basically this is for these tickets was given to kids. Now I showed y'all the tweets, right? Like I'm showing y'all the tweets. I'm gonna show y'all that one more time for people that just got here, whatever. I'm gonna show y'all the tweets. You feel me? These are the tweets that went out yesterday. I mean, that went out before. OMG, The Woman King is out in theaters. Me and my husband and I are so excited to see this film. Viola Davis, be a badass, whatever. I want everybody to see it. We bought out a few theaters in a few cities. It's first come, first serve. Hope you can make it. That's what she said. We literally have legitimate grounds for a lawsuit right now. Like, this is legitimate grounds for a lawsuit. Like, if we all have receipts of the money that we spent to make it there and this and the third, we should. I'm not sure if we could, but we should be able to sue Sony Pictures. If we all 30, 40 of us that got denied at the door, if we all come together and stuff like that and we produce our receipts and we, you know what I mean, we could definitely sue them because this is false advertising to the T. Now, she tried to play it off like, oh, you know, it's for the kids, and I'm gonna get to the kids and stuff like that too. But I just wanted to show y'all this aspect of what was said. So now when I'm showing the video and we're pressing the guy, y'all know what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? As they try to like deflect and tell us what it is and what it ain't and this and the third. And then they leave it to the motherfucking AMC movie theater to deal with niggas. You feel me? Mind you, this is what Sony fucked up. And then they just throw it on the black niggas in the theater like, oh yeah, y'all niggas deal with that. Y'all niggas deal with that. And these oh man, yo, this is why we need more black businesses. We need more black people on code, especially in New York City, man.
Nobody, we got no information about it. So
let the white lady say it. I got everybody out here, man. And y'all got all these leftover tickets, like.
So what he was basically trying to explain to us was like, okay, he's like, Kerry Washington, she didn't buy the tickets or whatever. The real person who bought the tickets is this white lady, and she had 110 tickets or whatever for these kids from the Brooklyn Museum or whatever. Now I'm gonna show you the kids right now. This is the first time I actually seen them, but this is the video of the kids actually going to the theater. So now people was in the thing like, yo, if this place is in if this Brooklyn Children's Theater is in Brooklyn, why would y'all rent out a theater in the Bronx? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, how are these kids getting all the way from Brooklyn to the Bronx? And mind you, where this theater's at in the Bronx is like, it's in the boondocks. It's in the North Bronx. Like, there is no train that takes you to this movie theater. Like, there is no train that can take you to this movie theater. There is no train that takes you to the movie theater in Co-op City by the mall. If you're from the Bronx, you know what I'm talking about, Bay Plaza. You gotta literally take the bus or you gotta drive there. So how on God's green earth was these people getting there from Brooklyn to the Bronx to see this film? You get what I'm trying to say? This was not advertised nowhere, and we're gonna go to the website. We're gonna see all this real quick. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see all this, but I'm going to wrap this up within the next 6 to 9 minutes or whatever, this aspect of it. And then we're going to go into the whole, why we really need to boycott the Woman King and what all this really plays into, what all this is really about. How this is a real propaganda motherfucking play right here. Down to the T. Sony Pictures is in on it. Viola Davis is in on it. Kerry Washington is in on it. Gina Prince, whatever the fuck her name is, the adopted fucking white girl that thinks she black, man, all this, listen, this is a deep one right here. The Wakanda Forever's in on it. Everybody in on this motherfucking play. Yeah, Eden Wall. Yeah. Facts. North Bronx by Eden Wall. So we was in Bartow, bro. We in the movie theaters right there by Bartow, bro. Right there by the mall, right there by the shopping center. Shout out to Miss Candace. She brought her 2 daughters. I felt so like, and you know each other from Twitter, and I'm a shy person. I'm so shy. I don't know. I'd be scared to just like introduce myself to people and stuff like that. But like some of us people from Twitter was kind of like damn, like, hey, we on our way, and could you try to save me tickets? We was like speaking behind the scenes and stuff. We was like, and we knew we should have boycotted the film. We say, you know what? Since Sony trying to do something right, they trying to do right by the hood or whatever. Maybe they know they put out a bullshit film, so they're gonna give out some free tickets. Let us go see the movie. I was gonna go see the movie and kind of cut them some bail. Like, yo, you know what, man? Like, I ain't gonna lie. They giving out the wrong history or whatever, but they still gave us some free tickets. You know what I'm saying? At least they trying to give back. At least they trying to, do something or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But now it's like, damn, son, like, y'all literally just, like, y'all really want black people to get mad. Like, y'all really want to spend black people. Like, y'all, it's like y'all almost want us to smack the shit out y'all so y'all can have a reason to shoot us, right? And I'm using it as an analogy to say, like, y'all want us to like somewhat like quote unquote like start a war or something so that y'all can have a reason to like overly use your military force or something like that. That's what I feel like at this point. That's what I feel like, because it's like, how is that even possible? Like, like nobody communicated with nobody. I couldn't send out there was no other like updated tweets like, oh, sorry, 1 hour before, I'm sorry if anybody's on their way, this D6 are just for XYZ in the third. It's like, we get there, y'all see who's there, and y'all decide, oh, you know what? We're just going to let in the people that come with their kids. But then it's so fucked up because Miss Candace, she came with her kids. And she said that she ended up going to see the Minions or whatever, the Minions film. Because that was her first, her kid, I believe her kids was like 3 and 5. And, they were still young. And that was like their first time like going to the movies and stuff. So, you don't want to like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, so now what if that lady, like, and I'm pretty sure this lady has a lot of money, but let's just say, for instance, hypothetically speaking, she didn't have any type of cash on her. Let's say she didn't have any money. And this was a kid's first time, going to the movies and stuff. And they literally only gave out 2 free tickets. 2 free tickets. So all those people in the line, whatever, and that's another thing. It's like, I don't even know where that first line went. As soon as I left out, I don't even know, like, if they let, like, I don't even know, man. That shit was confusing. We're gonna get back into it, though.
What did you think of the Woman King?
It was awesome! Like, I loved how they're like black warriors, and her acting was like incredible. I love it.
This was really good. It was great. It was a really good movie. And what did you think of Viola Davis?
We loved her.
You loved her?
Amazing actor all the time. Yeah.
I love the movie.
We need a part 2. It was fierce, and it gave him the black girl back there.
y'all see the white girl in the back though, right? Y'all see that white girl right there? Oh, so they drove these kids there? These, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even see these kids. This is 10 kids right here. They drove 10 kids. Yo, I think I got a picture somewhere on my phone. Yo, this lady had so much tickets in her hands, yo. So much tickets in her hands. It's like, yo, miss, you could have really just gave out all the extra free tickets. And I just wanted somebody who was able to get in. And I wish somebody would have went in that theater and took pictures of what the inside the theater looked like. But they know, they bet they fucking coons, my nigga. Yo, one thing, I'm gonna play so much. I'm trying to get this all done within the hour. I'm gonna cram some information in. I try to speak fast and stuff. I don't wanna cheat you guys out of your time and stuff like that. You know, because I know y'all all have stuff to do. But they really vet these freaking coons, man. It's like, if you see that there's people not getting in or whatever, and you see our limit saying like there's seats on the inside, why not go inside, you know, and take pictures and send it back to the brothers on the outside or whatever the case may be? Because it wasn't just me. There was a whole bunch of older people and older ladies and stuff like that. And then this white lady, she's like, oh, but, you know, you can't get in, but the tickets are for the kids. And it's like this passive aggressive way for white people to kind of be like, now, if I like, what? Like, if I, for the kid, what you mean for the kids, man? Like, the tweet said it's free. So that's why when you first see me, I'm like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you can't go against that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to say? I'm going to take tickets away from the kids? No, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I kind of came back in, whatever the case may be. But it's only 10 people here. It's 110. It was 110 free tickets. Now, we're going to show you real quick what the Brooklyn Theater of this place in freaking, what was that shit called? The Brooklyn Children Theater. Look at this hobo place that they got. This hole in the wall place that they got in Brooklyn. Look at this hole in the wall place with this that all these white people run. This drain barely got a sign. They was talking about about the bishop's church. Look at this. This shit worse than the church. Look at this. Like, this is what they call a Brooklyn Children Theater. You serious? One little ass sign and one little shit on the door in some living room with some bikes and all that. Like, you serious? This is what they giving our kids? Right next to an auto mechanic. Somebody gonna get kidnapped from over here, man. Somebody gonna get kidnapped, man. What type of back block weirdo crap is this? You know what I'm saying? Let's go and see who run the spot though. Let's see who run the situation. Cause that's they love, yo. I'm telling you, man. Like, yo, you really can't make this stuff up, yo. Like, this new outrage culture that America's on, and you know what I'm saying. Like, this new I don't know, man. I don't know. We gotta really strike back at Hollywood. So now, let's who we are. Meet our staff, our teaching artists and stuff like that. First person you see, Amy White Graves. This is the founder and director. Jessica Wu, interim artistic producer. Nick Robertson, general manager. You see all the people in leadership positions? Okay, and you know, I'm not even going to speak on, you know, whatever the type of people these people are right here. You know what I'm saying? Another tether, maybe a sister. You know, and, you know, all these other people. All the directors and stuff like that is more than likely white or other. I don't know, man. Anyway, that was that right there, right? So now, damn, did that video end already? Did that video end? Alright, well, fuck it. Damn, did that video end? I thought, what the fuck happened to that video, man? I thought, let me see something. I probably zoomed out my own fucking video and shit. God damn it. see something real quick. Let me see. Let me go to my own channel. Yeah, damn it. Damn, even I get ads on my. It's my video. I think I get ads on my own shit.
It's like, it ain't even that deep, bro.
And I was over there.
We went against our Mortal Fight. They told us boycott this movie, and we still came here trying to support. God damn.
Should we start a riot?
Y'all see that was the old lady. Shout out to her, man. Such a nice sister, man. Like, I wish they had let her in.
At least let them, man. I'll go about my day, you know.
Exactly, like.
This is the real perpetrator right here. It's always a little puppet master. It's always a puppet master. I knew this wasn't going to go over well. It's going to make for some good content right here, man.
It's not like she said, hey, she just did it because she felt like she was doing it. I can't control that. So I can't give you a conversation for the opposite side. That's what's
So is it like that at all? Because she tweeted out 4 different locations in 4 different cities. So it's like that in all cities. So the Brooklyn Children's was it? They Brooklyn Children's go to like Miami and all that too.
She just did what she wanted to do, and then you're in a situation you're in now. As you see what I'm saying. Like, we didn't get the information. She just did it.
But she got tickets over there. Is the Sony rep over here with tickets?
She was giving me 110. She's Brooklyn Museum. It had nothing to do with me.
All right, so let's say she don't use those tickets. They're just gonna go.
Sure, she had 3, she gave them, and she only had 2 left to give.
Oh, she used up all of them.
She used up all of them. She only had 2 left.
All right, now I ain't gonna lie. If there ain't no seats in there left, I can't understand. I'm not gonna lie. If there ain't no seats, but she look like she got a lot of tickets on hand.
And she did have a lot of tickets on hand.
How I feel about being curved. That I mean, it wasn't really a curve, I guess, you know, but you know, Sony Pictures got some explaining to do, man. They can't be doing stuff like that.
And this was me, you know what I'm saying? Just motherfucking, like, a little bit upset after the situation, but you know, just is what it is.
The AMC Theater. And
When you black, you learn how to get used to disappointment.
And it's just like, you know, you don't do that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, honestly, this was a great lesson for me. This was a great lesson for me because at the end of the day, you know, I should not have went against the FBA family who said protest that film. I should have went in there guns blazing. Not literally, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I should have went in there, you know, like, you know, protesting and stuff, you know, prepared and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I tried to, I got caught slipping for some butter biscuits, man. I got caught slipping for some butter biscuits. But we gonna release the full video. We gonna go in depth on YouTube in a few. But I got some things to take care of. I gotta go cash this Spotify check and all that, you know what I'm saying? Get this money. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna get into it though.
Shout out to Spotify, man. You heard, always holding a nigga down. Anyway, now let's get into the real meat and potatoes of the situation. So, you know what I'm saying? This is why I should have boycotted the Woman King from the jump. Now, shout out to I want to give this girl's page a shout out, even though she kind of said she don't believe in white supremacy. That was kind of wild. But the radical black conservative, listen. Everybody go support her Cash App for Irene Yvette. The number 4 IRENEYVETEE. Hope y'all can see that. Yeah, so go subscribe to her channel and stuff like that or whatever the case may be. But let's go. She dropped some real jewels in here, and I'm gonna use this as a backdrop to kind of, you know, make some points. So let's get into it.
And with the whole women's empowerment, this and that, and you know, not to throw feminists under the bus, but new wave feminism, like this third wave of like ultra retarded feminism. This movie really speaks to the way that they want women to view themselves, and it also speaks to the ever increasing propaganda to relieve Black women of femininity. It also grossly misrepresents an actually pretty disgusting part of African history. And if you are African American, or if your ancestors came from any part of the Americas that was a part of the transatlantic slave trade, the truth of the story of these female warriors, the truth of the Dahomey people is actually really disgusting. And it's nothing to be nothing to be misrepresented and fantasized about like in a movie, right? So anyway, I've titled this Dahomey Amazons, a legacy of female leadership and protection to be repeated. And that is a question. So first of all, the history of the slave coast Dahomey people. Dahomey was a state of a people called the Fawn. All right. This empire existed between 1625 and 1804. Arguably. I'll get into more details about who might have founded it later. It was located in what is now modern day Benin, parts of Nigeria, and Togo. Anybody who's watched an African American person do a DNA test knows that Benin and Togo always pretty much universally comes up in genetic testing, because that's where the transatlantic slave trade was really heavy. Right?
If also, right, I want if anybody did their genealogy and that's actually true, could you leave that in the comments, please? I'll be learning a lot from you guys. I ain't gonna lie. That's why I love y'all. I love YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. I love this place. This is such like the greatest like intellectual like space for just like us to communicate and befriend and not go outside and learn all day.
It was really, really heavy. So the kingdom is thought to have been founded by a king named Hoja-Baja. And Hoja-Baja, he founded the kingdom, they believe, in 1645. He's the one that built the royal palaces of Abomey. Now, his grandson, King Agja, inherited the throne from him. And he began to expand the kingdom. Now, I want to tell you how this kingdom was built, because I think this is really important. What he did is he started betraying other Black people. Again, this all ties into our ancestors. If you are a descendant of slaves in America, we are now talking about our ancestors. All right? How
shout out to FBA,
States. Right? So our ancestors, yours and mine. Hold on one second. Sorry. Our ancestors, yours and mine, right? If you have that Benin Togo blood in you, this is how their kingdom was started. Benin, specifically. Parts of Nigeria, parts of Togo. So his grandson, Agja, he inherited the throne, and he started to expand the kingdom of the Dahomey. And the way that he expanded this kingdom is that he would offer his military help. So for example, the Alada, he offered his military help to them. And instead of actually helping them, once his troops were in place, he turned on them, conquered them, and took over their kingdom. And that's how the Dahomey kingdom spread. It was a constant process of them going to other African nations, conquering the people, and then taking over the land. And so when we talk about Fawn, the Fon, Fawn is a collective name for the people who were assimilated into Dahomey culture as they went to every single kingdom around them and violently took them their land and assimilated them into Dahomey, into the Dahomey kingdom. So it's important that we understand that the Dahomey people were traders. The people who are the ancestors of those in modern day Benin, in parts of Togo, right? If we go back to the last slide, in parts of Nigeria, that Dahomey people, those people were traders.
And and that kind of speaks to like a more broader point and stuff like that, right? Like, I mean, we all, I didn't know personally, right? But we all know that like a lot of people from the diaspora was traders. A lot of people from the diaspora sold us and stuff like that, you know. But I think it's very important that we kind of like really get that in our heads, though. Like, it's really important that we understand who our enemies are. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, a leopard's spots don't change. You feel me? And I just want y'all to understand how these people was able to even sell these slaves. Keep in mind, they said they was going to fight for them and ended up conquering them. You get what I'm trying to say? They took these brothers' kindness for weakness. This is what they doing today. We say Pan-Africanism. We think that we trying to fight with them, but they trying to conquer us and sell us into slavery. Literally, what she's about to say is literally what we're experiencing right this fucking moment. Just in like a vice versa type of way. Literally. What we go through in the diaspora wars, what we going through with Africans, what we going through with Tetras, what we going through with America, what we going through colonizers, the whole nine. What she's about to explain these people did is why Sony Pictures is marketing that movie towards kids. That 50 million is completely dedicated to pushing that woman king narrative in school classrooms and stuff like that. They know they could get these kids to say whatever on camera because they don't know any better. And they don't want anybody in that theater to tell those kids that that's some bullshit. You see, when I told her that, said, Miss, could I rent the movie time? Could I go watch the movie right now? No, you can see other times. You can't even sit in the theater with those kids.
Got my commentary on all.
Okay, I'm right upstairs. The people looking
That's cool. Thank you. Can I buy tickets then? Can I buy tickets at the box office? It's sold out? All right, cool. Thank you so much. All right.
Yeah, for other screenings. You see? Not that time, but it's 10 black kids there.
It was awesome! Like, I loved how they're like Black warriors, and her acting was like incredible. I love it.
It was really good. It was great. It was a really good movie.
And what do you think of Viola Davis?
We loved her.
You loved her?
Amazing actor all the time. Yeah.
I love the movie.
We need a part 2. It was fierce, and it gave me black girl magic.
Who the fuck is that? The fuck? Nami Asawuga. What the fuck is that?
I think it's extremely important that we recognize that. Dahomey was a major supplier of slaves for the transatlantic trade. Again, I'm going to get to the female warriors of the Dahomey people, but I really want to establish what kind of people these were. These were people that expanded their kingdom by violating other black people in Africa. That's why I said this, Sony movie that's coming out, trying to portray the Dahomey people as these people that cared about Africa, is a lie. They were some of the biggest traders in Africa. So They were a major supplier of slaves for the transatlantic slave trade, right? European nations who were a part of that slave trade, they had trading posts and factories in Dahomey, both for palm oil and for slaves. They were active partners with the European in the transatlantic slave trade. I just want to be really clear.
I want y'all to hear that. I want y'all to hear that. These was partners. These, my brother, we're brother from the homeland. These was partners with the European. They want to do that shit again. History repeats itself, man. History repeats itself, man. Like, I understand where these Tethers' blood come from and all that, man. All that treason, all that backstabbing, all that coonery, all that buffoonery, all that boot kissing, all that finger licking, all that fucking, towing the line and all that shit, man. This happened 100, 200 years ago. This ain't 5,000 years ago. This ain't Rome. This shit happened fucking 2 eons ago. Couple decades ago. Like, we really got to start learning that. And I'm not going to lie, though, man. To some degree, man, I be happy sometimes these white folks fuck up like this, man. I be happy, man. I be happy, yo, when God just showed me, like, yo, nah, man, these ain't, listen. Because sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I be getting soft, bro. I be getting soft. A nigga start getting money, start saying, yo, man, listen, man, ain't all these white folks ain't that bad, man. You know what I'm saying? Nigga stomach get full, and then you start, you know what I'm saying? Then go to the theater and all that, and you see like, oh, okay, they still on that. They just trying to tell our kids the bullshit now. They just trying to manipulate our kids the way that they manipulated me as a kid. They just trying to manipulate our kids the way that they manipulated me as a kid, and fed me. And fed me this capitalism entrepreneurial bullcrap. Fed me this, everybody could do it, skin color don't matter. Fed me this minority coalition stuff. Fed me this, hey man, all you gotta do is have a good idea and work hard, man. It's America, man. You could do it, man. You could do it. Nah, it don't work like that. And it's not me making excuses, me being real, me being honest. How I got to this position where I'm at right now, I had to work fucking 3 times as hard as the average person. 3 times as hard. And some white folk gonna say, well, listen, man, you made those choices in your life, so it's just based on the choices that you make. It's the decisions that you make. Well, guess what, nigga? If it's only if you take a multiple choice question, if you take it like taking a test, and it's multiple choice, and it's only 4 fucking questions on the test or whatever the case may be. It's only 4 answers you could choose from, and all 4 of them shits is bad. Do you really have a choice? Do you really have a choice? You know what I'm saying? Like, now they starting to understand that, they letting our people out of jail and stuff like that, and making like these like safety crime bills and, bail reductions and all these other little things that they trying to do. But, honestly, it's already damn near too late, because they done did what the Dahomey did. They done locked up all of the men, right? Because the Dahomey, they sold all the slaves or whatever, right? They sold all the men slaves, and all that was left was females. That's all that was left was females that was there. This is why when you see this Wakanda forever and all the female soldiers, and they're trying to manipulate these black females to become the warrior class, and this has been a thing. This is this new American thing to teach them, oh, no pain, you're independent. Yo, you know how much girls independent in 2022 right now? I'm not independent, sorry, single in 2022 right now. You know how much beautiful fucking women is single in 2022 right now? You know how much freaking like families are shattered in 2022 right now? Black families is shattered because of all of this constant propaganda. My words ain't gonna reach the people that it really need to touch. The people that's in the chat right now, y'all all enlightened. I'm pretty sure y'all all enlightened. Y'all all smart. That's why y'all here. the people that this stuff needs to reach, they out there in the streets having sex, freaking doing all types of wildness, craziness out there, making babies. That's going to get pushed into some fucking janky ass Brooklyn theater school with some fucking chomo who look like this and some fucking all these other weirdos and shit like that, and some evil ventriloquist fucking white lady that look like this, who's just looking for the next motherfucking coon, who's looking for the next little fucking sassy moist boy that they could send in the closet and rip that booty hole to shreds. You see what they did with the director? You see what they did with the director? Let's go into the director real quick. Hold on. Let's go into the director, man. Cause we gonna get into this freaking director's background and see what she about. Let's see what she about. Because they talking about black girls, woman king. You cannot see now they yeah. We got their ass now. Yeah, they got them articles up now. Hold on. Woman king director and backlash. You cannot win an argument. Yeah, you can't win an argument because you're a liar. I didn't even see that article. We're going to read that after this. We're going to read that right after this. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to finish up that little whatever right there real quick. But I want to show y'all who we dealing with, man. And it's getting hot in here. Let me turn up this freaking AC, man. I'm starting to get a little... This should be getting me mad, bro. I'm telling y'all, son. Like, I swear, I'll tell you, I only could do this once a week, yo. I'm telling you. Cause I be ready to really, like, yo. Oh, my God, son. So, now, this is shorty right here, right? This is the director who went through all this to try to make the movie. Prince-bythewood, I don't even, bitch ain't no, well, I don't want to call it B word, but chick ain't no prince or whatever. Bythewood, I'm going to call her Gina. I'm just going to call her Gina from Martin. Big Head Gina. Big Head Gina was born in Los Angeles, California, and was adopted by Bob Prince, a computer programmer. What does a computer programmer mean? Anybody in the chat, if y'all know what computer programmer mean, put that in the chat. And if you don't know, now you know. It means MK Ultra. Let me say it one more again. When you've been adopted by a computer programmer from Silicon Valley, anyone who, and like I said, I'm pretty sure there's nothing but smart people in the chat right now. There's only a few people anyway. I mean, shout out to, I love the number 6 anyway. But there's only a few people who probably really understand what the purpose of Silicon Valley is, to program humans, because the whole purpose of Apple computers was to program people, right? Because when Steve Jobs figured out that programming computers is actually the same as the binary code of 0 and 1 is actually the same as yes and no, and when you break down life to a series of yes and no's, you could program anyone the same way you can program a computer. This is in Steve Jobs' book by what's that dude's name? The big one with his face on it. Go get that book. It's in there. I know what I'm talking about. So it's like the biggest Steve Jobs book in the freaking world. It's like 1,000 pages. But yeah, so she gets adopted by a computer programmer, a white computer programmer, and some Hispanic German, I don't freaking know, German white wife, I don't know, right? Then she was saying that she was Jewish or whatever, but basically, let's get to her trying to look for her real parents. She sought out her birth mother around 2014, but it was not a positive experience. Her birth mother, who was white, was a teenager when she gave her up for adoption because her family knew her child would be multiracial and did not want to have an abortion. The family knew the child would be multiracial. So what is Wikipedia leaving out? What are they leaving out right now? You wanna know what they're leaving out? They're leaving out the fact that her white mother comes from a bigoted family that does not want black genes in their family. Like our good brother Tariq Nasheed says, they don't want them black genes sneaking up in that Aryan bloodline. So she's half white, raised by white people, and whatever freaking black sperm donor she has, she's going to use that now to receive all of these black minority benefits, all of this nonsense. Like, I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it, man. I really don't, man. I just do not freaking get it, yo. Like, this is not black to me. I'm not gonna lie. This is not black to me. I don't give a fuck. This is not black to me. I could all sound off right now. I don't give a flying fuck. This is not black to me. That's not black. That's not black. This is not black. This is not what black people do. You do not go and hire. You do not go and hire a whole bunch of freaking Africans for your film. Let's go look at the cast now. And I'm gonna get back to what the sister said and all that. We're gonna get back to the knowledge and all that. Don't get it twisted. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get back to it. But look at let's look at the cast. Let's look at the cast. One black person, one foundation black American, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. Shayna West that she don't seem too black. I gotta check into that right there. We gotta start checking people's backgrounds. I ain't gonna lie. Where her Wikipedia at, man? Let me see. She even have a Wikipedia? I don't know. Nope. Look, Ghanaian. She a tether. Let me see something real quick. She got that joint on her neck too. Let me see if she got the dog tag on her neck. Oh, yep, she do. She got that dog tag. Yep, she a tether, and she got the Naruto thing on her stomach. Oh, she a certified tether. Cause y'all know that's the new way that the tethers get in now. They go through anime and all that. You gonna find them heavy in that. Another tether. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah, let me just check this. Cause I'm pretty sure most of these people are not even from here. I ain't gonna lie. I'm pretty sure. Oh, all right, she's born in Virginia. Shout out to her. Shout out to the sister, Adrienne Warren. Feel me? Jordan Bolger. We gotta listen. We gotta start checking this shit in real time. We gotta know who we supporting. We gotta fight back. I don't give a fuck. We gotta fight back, man. We gotta fight back, man. Tether, born in the UK. Another UK. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 12 out of 18. 2/3 of the film is tethers. 1/3 is black Americans. That's what we be talking about, man. And y'all helping the black community how? Oh yeah.
They were some of the biggest traders in Africa. So they were a major supplier of slaves for the transatlantic slave trade.
Like, stay woke,
A
y'all.
major
Stay woke for
purveyor
real.
of slaves for the slave trade at Alada and Wida. So many slaves were collected by the Dahomey people that parts of what is now modern-day Benin became completely depopulated, meaning they took all of the people. There were whole tribes of people who just disappeared because the Dahomey were collecting that many slaves. They built a military society where their entire trade was mostly around slaves and palm oil. So in 1818, King Giso, who is featured right here, he came to the throne because they were not even loyal to each other. Now I really want you to think about how black people who are descendants of slaves in America act right now, because these people are likely your ancestors, okay? If you have Benin, Togo, right, Nigerian blood in you, and you are a descendant of slaves in America, these are the people whose blood not only runs through your veins, but who are responsible for you getting here, your ancestors coming here. So In 1818, King Giso, he came to the throne by forcing his older brother out of power. He linked up with now listen to what I'm saying. He forced his own brother out of power, which is no surprise because they were already engaging in slavery, right? Selling slaves to Europeans. They were already conquering other African nations, taking them over, selling their people into slavery. So it's no surprise that he got together with a Brazilian slave trader named Francisco de Sousa to help him throw his brother out of power so he could take over the kingdom. And in exchange for his help overthrowing his brother, he agreed to give this Brazilian slave trader the status of viceroy in one of their slave trading ports. It was this king, even though the Amazons, right, or the Dahomey female warriors had already existed, it was that king, King Giso, who formally made them a part of the military to fight on the front lines. I want to put some things in perspective when we talk about this topic. The female contingent of their army was basically made up of the king's wives. Let me see if I can enlarge this. Oh, I enlarged it too much. The female contingent of the Dahomey army was made up of the king's wives. Even though they weren't literally his wives, many of them were virgins, right? The Europeans called them Amazons, naming them after historical mythical figures in European, I believe it was Greek mythology. These female warriors were originally designed to be the bodyguards of the king. So the king was bodyguarded by women. Some people thought that they were also elephant hunters, but there's no evidence that that's necessarily the case. In the modern day, you hear them often referred to as Mino, or what is supposed to mean our mother. But when I looked up what African scholars were saying, they said that the term actually means witch, and it's actually not appropriate to use for them, even though it's being commonly used and misinterpreted as our mother. Now, how did women get into this warrior class of women for the Dahomey people? There were some women who volunteered, but many of the women were involuntarily forced to be a part of this army, right? This regiment of the Mahoney. And I want to be clear that all of the Dahomey women, all of the Dahomey army was not women. It was just a small regiment in the army, right? Or in their military.
In the beginning,
So,
all wasn't women.
If a woman was aggressive, if she had negative character traits, and the husband of that woman or their father complained that a woman was being aggressive and had some negative character traits, they would force her to be a part of the Dahomey female warrior class. And the idea was that they could take her aggressive behavior and they could hone that aggression for war. The women were not allowed to have children. They were not allowed to marry because technically.
So now y'all see why they're like, I guess for lack of better terms, masculate. I know that's not a word, but why they're positioning our women in the masculine frame. America may be prepared to send our women to war. They know that us as men, we ain't going. They know us as men, we ain't going. I ain't gonna hold you. We ain't going nowhere. They know that. They know we ain't going. We not with it. You know what I'm saying? Us as black men, we know what's up. But when it come down to like, you know, like these females and stuff like that, they're a little bit more docile. They're a little bit more, you know, they're a little bit more inclined to follow orders, American orders. You know, unfortunately, the black community is a matriarchy, right? In which America has placed the black female far above the black man. So we're kind of forced to follow the black female. As you can see, you know, there's never any accountability for the black female. We could be watching that take place in PNB Rock situation, you know, where a female caused this man to lose his life, and you have so many respected people coming out and not even condemning her. They're protecting her, right? When it's bigger than her. So many people have lost their lives because of females dropping in the location, females wanting attention, you know, posting videos and stuff like that while they're with people and stuff, you know. Yesterday, you know what I'm saying, riding around, you know what I'm saying, doing my 1-2, and you know what I'm saying, you know, females just like recording and stuff like that. You be like, yo, wow, you know, like, you know, what if her story go up and homeboys, you like, oh shit, look at this nigga, they over here, let me slide through, you feel me? Like, but that's just a part of American nature now. But I digress. So is it America trying to prepare our women for war? And I'm just gonna keep on showing like these moments in the homie history. And it's funny how we call people the homie, HOMIE, and their name is DAHOMEY, DAHOMEY. So even I always say our slang has so much deeper meaning than we could ever fathom. You feel me?
They were married to the king because, you know, they were supposed to be his bodyguards. And many of them were virgins, like I said earlier. They were taught, check this out, to survive. They were taught to survive, and they were taught to be indifferent to pain or death. I want to stop right here and ask you, does this remind you of the American black woman?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Being coined as aggressive, this strong woman, this warrior class of woman, the fighter. Isn't that the picture of black women that is?
And please tweet this, please share this on video and stuff like that. Put it on your Twitter, put it on your Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Let people join the conversation, man. You feel me? Let people know, like, we gotta really, really, really start having these conversations, man.
In the United States, do you think it's any
we
coincidence
got to fight Hollywood
that the way most of our ancestors ended up here
intellectually,
is traitorous behavior from these people, the Dahomey people, and that within that culture, women who were aggressive were forced into Dahomey, you know, female warriorship. That these women were taught that they should not care about pain. They shouldn't be worried about dying.
That's that strong, independent, you know what I'm saying? That's that strong, independent, like, trauma bonding that a lot of our females be on nowadays, man. This was 200 years ago, y'all. This wasn't that far. It's the 1800s. It wasn't that far.
They shouldn't want to have children. They shouldn't get married. Right? They had amazing survival skills. They protected men. They were not protected by men. Do you think it is any surprise that some of that is still deeply ingrained in our culture in America, when the very people who captured so many slaves and sold them to the European, the very people that conspired with the Europeans to sell black bodies to the transatlantic slave trade for slavery, had this deeply ingrained? And I just want to be clear that Hollywood is now making a movie trying to make this sound like it was a good thing and these women were amazing warriors who were fighting against slavery, when the reality is, and we'll get into this, these women fought battles to keep the Dahomey people capable of selling slaves. And they did this
Exactly.
at the behest and command of their king.
They was fighting for
That is
slavery.
the truth of the Dahomey people and these female warriors. These women were forced, many of them, to be a part of the warrior class. They were taught to not have any care for themselves if they were hurting, if they died. They were taught to not desire children or marriage. They were taught that if they were aggressive as women, they might as well be warriors for the men to protect the king. That they could take all of that aggressive, negative energy that their husbands and their fathers did not want to be bothered with, and they could use that to protect and fight. Now, this is real history. I am not.
And this is where that, you know, that matriarchy comes from, man.
You guys know I'm not with that stuff. This is just actually the actual history of these people. This is the real historical story. Now, Hollywood can try to spin it into something that it's not, but I want to be really clear on what happened. What the Dahomey people were. These were traitors who ultimately sold so many of their men, they had no choice. Now, we haven't gotten there yet, so don't let me get ahead of myself. Anyway, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. But
they had no
these
choice.
Are the warriors. So this is actually a man right here.
They had no choice.
And then these
but to have a woman army.
And
y'all
warriors.
praise
So
that
you
in
have
Black
the
Panther.
two
That's what
female
Black Panther's
warriors
based
on
on.
this side, and you have a male warrior.
And let me tell y'all. First of all, let's stop right here to look at these outfits. Let me know how y'all feel about these outfits, because these outfits looking crazy. Look at homie at the bottom. Hold on. Let me do something. Here. Hold the fuck up. Here. Look at this dude at the freaking bottom. Could I zoom in somehow, some way? Let me see something real quick. Let me see if I could get this bigger. Cause do y'all see this one right here? Do y'all see this guy? Do y'all see him at the bottom? That's a man right there. The females, they got those little like bra thingies on and stuff like that, but that's a man right there at the bottom. He look a little mookish, a little gilla. Look a little gilla.
And this little guy down here who's looking a little bit fruity, that's laying on the ground, he's another male warrior. This is a more modern day. So these were their original style, and as time passed, they started to look like this. You notice that they have guns in this one. So this is an older photograph. He's holding a sword, and not a knife, but something very similar to a knife. And you can see as time went on, their clothing changed and they started to carry guns. Okay? I want to be clear that this is a man and this is a man. The women are here. The women wore a very similar uniform, but they would have their breasts covered and they would wear waist beads and they would wear skirts. So what is interesting is that when the European would encounter these warriors, they would fetishize them. Jean Viola, the Smithsonian has an account of him describing, in kind of lustful terms if you read it all, his encounter with one of these female warriors of the Dahomey. He says that she walked jauntily up, swung her sword 3 times with both hands, and then calmly cut the last flesh that attached the head to the trunk. She then squeezed the blood of her weapon off her weapon and she swallowed it. So even the European at the time was fetishizing this idea of the masculine black female warrior. But remember, This is the masculine black female warrior that is protecting the king under the control of men. She made up a small regiment of the Dahomey, in the beginning, a small regiment of the Dahomey warrior class that was specifically built to protect the king. These are women who were often turned over into warriorship by their fathers, by their husbands, because they were considered aggressive. And rather than deal with an aggressive woman, they turned her into a warrior. And you know, there's a lot of black women today, let's just be honest, who are buying this hook, line, and sinker, and there's a whole section of black men who consider themselves pro-black who actually use these women as an example of a female warrior class, as if these women are a good example of female warriorship. Remember, the Dahomey people, the men were traitors. The kingdom got its start. If you were not here for the beginning of this live, the kingdom got its start by lying to another African kingdom, saying they were going to help them, and instead of helping them, conquering them, taking their land, and moving their capital onto the next black kingdom's land. Then they proceeded to sell slaves. They would go from kingdom to kingdom, conquer the kingdoms, and then sell off their people into slavery to the European. These same traitorous people then started an army, a regiment of their army, meaning a small part of their army, with women who were considered to be angry and aggressive, forbade those women to have children, forbade those women to marry, taught those women to only care about survival, to not care about being in pain, and to not care about living. And again, Hollywood can try to make a movie, right? Hollywood can try to make a movie to make this sound like it's something that it wasn't. But the Dahomey people, now in around 1825, because remember, they're selling slaves this whole time, all right?
Yeah, this is where it get juicy right here.
In about 1825,
this is where it get crazy at right here. This is where it gets mother freaking crazy right here. It gets crazy. And this is where you should get mad.
City called Abeokuta, and it became a safe haven.
Shout out to Abeokuta, man. Let me bring this back one time real quick, cause this is real. This is what real niggas do right here, man. It's what real niggas do right here. Don't think that all Africans was selling us out. And that's another, another lie and all that. Like, it wasn't all Africans. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we know it was the homies. The homies sold us out. Like, it's got the, oh man, I don't even look at the slang no more the same, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though Blood used that term, but yo.
Reapers, archers, and gunners. Okay? Now, in around 1825, because remember, they're selling slaves this whole time. All right? They're just selling slaves. In about 1825, there was a city called Abeokuta, and it became a safe haven for black people in Africa who were trying to hide from the Dahomey slave raids, because these people would raid villages and raid cities and steal their own people, not their own tribes people, but their own
black people
from their continent. And they would sell them to the European. So Abeokuta became a safe haven, where if you were trying to hide from the Dahomey people, you could go hide there so that you wouldn't get sold into slavery.
Shout out to Abeokuta.
So the Dahomey went to war. They went to war with Abeokuta.
Ain't that disgusting? Ain't that disgusting? How you go to war with the people that's protecting your people? How you go to war with the people that's protecting your people, man? Type of niggas is you, man? Type of niggas is you, man? How you go to war with the people that's trying to protect your own black people, man? Like, And this is what Hollywood make $50 million movies about. I'm pretty sure some of y'all screenwriters and stuff right now can't get a great film or off the ground. Can't get Hollywood to write a great movie about black people. They just want to write all this nonsense. And Sony Pictures is complicit. Kerry Washington is complicit. Now I know how Viola Davis got the triple crown of awards, the Tonys, the Emmys, and the Grammys. I know how. They are complicit in this black propaganda.
Want them protecting
We have to strike back at Hollywood some way, somehow.
people from their slave raids. It was cutting into their money. This is in 1825. Now, they did not win the war. They lost the war. And let us be clear that the Amazons, these female warriors, these Dahomey female warriors, they fought in that war against Abakuta, and they were fighting them on behalf of the Dahomey people because they were upset that Abakuta was protecting people from Dahomey slave raids. The Dahomey got into a war. I really want to make this clear. Those warrior women, at the command of their king, got into a war with other Africans who were trying to protect Africans from them and their desire to steal them and sell them into slavery. So for Hollywood to make a movie where, what's her name? What was the actress in the movie?
Viola.
For Hollywood to make a movie where whatever her name is, I can't think of her name right now. Maybe one of you guys remembers her name. I can't remember it. But for Hollywood to make a movie where this woman is looking out at European slave ships talking about they want to take all of Africa. It's like they want to take all of Africa?
And you're helping them.
They want to take all of Africa? You guys were helping them sell all of Africa. You guys were selling them the humans. I don't know why Sony would make a movie trying to portray the Dahomey people. I mean, we know that Benin apologized for this history. So why...
You don't know why Sony would make this movie?
I
think I know why.
I can't remember.
I think I know why.
But for Hollywood to make a movie
where
this woman is looking out at European slave ships talking about they want to take all of Africa. It's like...
I think I know why.
It's like they want to take all of Africa?
I think I know why. They want to confuse the kids.
They want to take all of Africa?
They want to confuse the kids. This is why right here. They want to confuse these black queens. They want to give them this masculine frame.
People, I mean, we know that Benin apologized for this history. So why is Hollywood making a movie trying to portray the Dahomey female warriors or the Dahomey people as friends of other Africans when their entire nation was built on taking over other African nations, selling their people into slavery? And that includes the so-called female warrior class. So between 1840 and 1850, the British wanted to end American slavery. They did not want to compete with America, who was getting all these free bodies, right? America
and this
was
is why
selling
we
all
need
these
reparations.
free laborers from Africa, or purchasing all these free laborers.
Because our slavery made this nation the greatest country on earth.
Africa.
We need reparations.
So the British, they were like, look, we're going to be anti-slavery. Not because they cared about black people, but because they could not compete with all of that free labor that America
Told you.
had. So because the Dahomey people,
and this is why, and you see how karma worked. This is why I'm saying like it's so much like just like great points in it. So that's why I was like, I gotta use this as a reference point for everything, because you see how America became like the leading country a global empire with free labor, and now you're watching China take that same exact model, use their people, right, underpay their people, whatever the case may be, and they're literally just copying America's success, and now they're on their way. They're like at least like the number 2 world power, or at least maybe number 2, number 3, or whatever, and they're on their way to be number 1. You see how powerful free labor is? So when any American tries to tell you, hey, get over it, man, that happened so long ago. Well, guess what? You're still benefiting from my ancestors' slavery, and I am still feeling the negative effects of my ancestors' slavery. I was gonna say cursed, but we're not cursed. You know what I'm saying? I hate when people say that too. You know, we're not cursed. We could break these shackles. We just need 30 million black people to break them at the same goddamn time. Not just 300 of us. Not just 6 of us. You feel me? Or 4 of us, or whatever the fuck. You feel me? But I'm happy. Shout out to all y'all, man. Y'all the coolest.
Players in the slave trade, the British sent a delegation.
At least like the video.
Right? They sent an entire diplomatic party.
I'm gonna stop the video. I should see 4 likes right now. I should see 4 likes. 4 likes. 4 y'all in the chat room. I should see 4 likes right now. I hate when niggas be saying that dumb shit. Like, niggas, just record your video.
To the Dahomey people to talk to King Gizo and try to convince him to stop selling African slaves to Europeans. They were like, hey, King Gizo, can you stop selling Africans? Even though, I mean, just think about the absurdity of this. Gizo basically said no. He's like, no, we're going to keep selling people. Stay out of our business. You mind your business, we'll mind ours. Now, Gizo was the last of one of the last 3 kings of the Dahomey people. So, I want to make sure that I covered everything. Yeah. So let's go last but not least, okay? By the time that the final Dahomey king, and this is his picture right here, by the time he came into power, the Dahomey people had sold so many black men that most of their army was women. Why was their army mostly women?
Wow.
Because there were no men left. They had sold.
Why is the workforce mostly women now? Because there's no men left since the freaking 92 crime bill. See what Biden did? And y'all still out here caping for him? I was listening to a discussion the other day where they was trying to compare like Ronald Reagan and stuff like that to Richard Nixon. And I'm like, listen, man, Ronald Reagan actually sold drugs. Nixon just had a war on drugs. You know what I'm saying? They got caught trying to do some funny money stuff and had to resign. Like, Ronald Reagan really went the whole distance. You feel me? Like, and, you know, shout out to Ronald Reagan and all that, whatever the case may be. You know, he's probably cool or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. People made their money. But come on. Come on. So, yeah, I see all the similarities and why Hollywood wants the story to resurface. And they're going to put it out. And they put it out around the time that Black Panther 2 is coming out. Right? Because they want all of this propaganda to fall right in line. And they're going to grab that child's mind after that great reset from the pandemic, right? Because now this is going to be like the first full school year these kids had. This is the first full school year back at school. They want them back on programming. They don't want them, you know what I'm saying? These kids got a little bit too woke. They got a little bit too woke when they was getting homeschooled. They got a little bit too woke when them teachers were teaching at the computer screen, and their parents were saying, listen, that's probably a little fake right there. The parents was home to say, listen, that ain't right. So now the schools are trying to get that control again. And it's that propaganda right here. They don't want that truth. They don't want honest black people in that auditorium, in that theater with those young minds to tell them that this is bull crap right here. They want to try to spin their mind and you know what I'm saying? Now you see the whole Sony play. Now you see why they did what they did. None of this is by chance, man. None of this. But at least These niggas ended up losing.
So many men. They had sold so many men that there were very few men around. He tried to give his army guns because the French had started to attempt to fight them for control of the territory. And I think that this is so bittersweet because you have the Dahomey people stealing land from other black people, kidnapping people, selling them into slavery. You have them literally fighting wars with other African nations because they're upset with them that they won't let them, or they're protecting potential slaves and not letting them sell them, right? So they're literally at war with other Africans. This is how desirous they were of the money from the slave trade. That in the final 23 battles against the French, the female troops had to be the vanguard. These female Dahomey warriors had to be the vanguards of the king's forces, and the female troops were the last ones to surrender. I don't know if this is something that we really want to brag on. Do we want to brag on a nation that raped and pillaged its own continent, sold its own people to the Europeans into slavery, forced its women to be part of an army, sold off so many of its men that by the time the country fell, most of their troops were women. And the women didn't win, mind you, right? They did not win. The French invaded and conquered Dahomey. And in 1946, they became a territory of France, which, you know what, is what they deserve, because they were selling black people to Europeans, and then the Europeans took them over. You see how that happens? You think they're your friends, and then they take you over.
And that's the moral of that story right there, man. That's the moral of that story. You know, I really, really, really just wanted to like really break that down and in full context or whatever the case may be. I hope I was able to tell a story about these dudes giving out these tickets or whatever the case may be, being a sham and like in a correct way or whatever the case may be. You know, One Piece 1061 came out. I gotta read that. You know, I really wanted to get to that. You know, and more or less, if I could find this freaking lighter. And more or less, you know, I'm happy to everyone that tuned in. You know, sometimes you really gotta sometimes you really gotta dig deep and look at ourselves and look at the world around us and ask, like, is it really gonna be like this forever? Is my kids gonna have to experience this? You know, is my kids gonna be lied to? Is my mother gonna have to fight wars in which it should be men fighting? You know what I'm saying? Like, is my baby mother gonna have to fight wars in which men gonna be fighting? Supposed to be fighting because police took so much of our black brothers and sisters or whatever the case may be. Somehow, some way, we gotta figure out a way to strike back at Hollywood. You know, if it's just a hashtag, then hey, it's just a hashtag. You know, even though this hashtag has gotten them to respond. And before I get out of here, I do want to read this. So, the woman king Gina prince-bythewood, you cannot win an argument on Twitter. Viola Davis has plagued the negative social media chatter as the film opens. Its creator tells IndieWire what they hope comes next. Hitting nearly $2 million. Yeah, that shit was still a flop. the film set in 1823 does not accurately portray and I think that's the most important aspect right there, you know. The film set in 1823 does not accurately portray the relationship between West African country and the slave trade. And that's all we wanted, you know. We wanted the world to know that. When these kids go and Google this movie, when these kids go and try to look back at, because they want people to come and watch The Woman King after they watch Black Panthers Forever. That's what they really depending on. You know, they don't really care too much about the first week sales, because they like, okay, when Black Panther come out, this is gonna be on Netflix, and then on Netflix it's gonna end up going up, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, nah, buddy, nah, this is fake. This is fake. You know what I'm saying? As a fierce whatever, I learned you cannot win an argument on Twitter. Prince-bythewood told, and I know all that is going on is going to go away once they see the film. There's an assumption we're not dealing with, or we are dealing with it. So I have to live in that confidence that we're going. Nah, shut the fuck up. What is she talking about? I really wish the conversation could happen around the film as opposed to the anticipation. Well, guess what? We couldn't get into the film. We couldn't get into the film. You know what I'm saying? I said y'all was giving out free tickets and we couldn't get in. So all that's just a whole bunch of freaking bull crap. More bull crap. I hope you go see the film. Well, we couldn't get in. When we went, the lady said no. The tickets is for kids. So, you know what I'm saying? This is what happened when we tried to go see the film. This is what happened right here.
Hey, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So it's no free ticket? There's no free tickets. Okay, I'm right upstairs.
That's cool. Thank you. Can I buy tickets then? Can I buy tickets at the box office? It's sold out? All right, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I think, wait, wasn't that kid was in the video too, right? Wasn't he in the video? I think he was. Let me see. I think that little kid was in the video too. Let me see. He definitely was. Look at him.
Part 2. It was fierce and it gave him a black. It was fierce and it gave him a black. It was fierce and it gave him a black girl back. We need a part 2.
Oh shit, he was in the joint too. That's definitely how they get them tickets to. I ain't gonna lie. She ain't lie about that. She ain't lie about that. Shout out to my guy, man. Oh, and that was his sister. See, they had. I think they drove with like together and stuff. Like they came in the car. Most of these people right here came in the car, but them little 20 tickets they gave away to them kids, they had way more tickets. But it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? They what must have happened was they must have bought like 20 tickets for some kids in Brooklyn or whatever, and they had like, you know, the rest of the tickets to give away, and they just did some, I don't even know, man. It just is what it is. But you know, we gonna more shall be revealed, and you know, if there's more videos or whatever, I'll probably come back and speak on this a little bit later. But outside of that, man, for pretty much we done with this topic. You know. Y'all gonna boycott the Woman King, boycott it. If not, you know, at least y'all know what it's hitting for. Y'all know what's real. Y'all know what's fake. You know what I'm saying? Per usual, man. 40 to the family, man. 80 high to the guys, man. You know what I'm saying? FBA your motherfucking day, man. You feel me? Stand for something or fall for anything, you heard? You know what I'm saying? Like, the revolution will not be televised, you heard?